G'day everyone, this is a Footyology match dispatch and we're wrapping up the recently concluded Brisbane Fremantle game at the Gabba. Entertaining game, probably the best game to watch this season so far, certainly the ones I've seen. And Brisbane running out 12-point winners at the end, 12-9-81 to Fremantle 10-9-69. Even that narrow 12-point margin a little misleading. Dane Zorko kicking a goal literally on the siren, and Fremantle certainly having chances to win as they staged a late comeback in the final quarter. Brisbane got off to a pretty strong start and kicked the first 3 goals of this game, and at that stage you thought, well, how far are the Lions? But Fremantle, as they had in their first round loss to Essendon, really showed a welcome streak of resilience. That's certainly going to stand them in good stead under new coach Justin Longmuir. And they hit back hard to the extent they were only 8 points down at quarter time and within a goal at half time. And they really got back into the game around the contest. In fact, at half time, they were leading the stoppage clearances 14-7, and that was a real area of concern for Brisbane, who did have one superstar shining brightly early on, though, and that was little Charlie Cameron, who had 4 goals on the board by half-time and was really the dominant influence in this game. Lachie Neale also prolific as per usual, and he had a really good duel with Fremantle superstar Nat Fyfe, who came into his own the longer the game went and tightened up a little bit defensively. And you certainly felt his presence on the scoreboard, and Fyfe ending up with 3 goals to keep Freo's hopes alive. The second half, Brisbane again seizing the initiative with the first 3 goals of that third term, and they did even up that contested ball and stoppage situation to the extent where the stoppage is 14-7 at one stage, Freo's way, just before half-time. They were level at 15 all. So Brisbane definitely getting back on top again. But a goal to Nat Fyfe shortly before 3-quarter time just gave the Dockers a sniff. 18 points, that made the difference. And they came hard at the start of the last quarter. The brilliant Michael Walters bursting into the game with 2 quick snaps, one with 5.5 minutes left, saw the margin go back to 11 points, and he snapped another one with his left foot, and that made the difference, only 4 points with about 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to play. It could have even been more. Start of the last quarter, fairly controversial incident, really. Matt Taberner marking a ball that was actually going through for a goal. You could argue that he probably should have left it. Took what appeared for all money to be a certain mark. For whatever reason, field umpire Dean Margetts didn't pay it, and it was judged a rush behind. Very costly for Freo in the finish. Some thrills and spills in the last few minutes. McInerney had a chance to seal the game for the Lions. First gamer, Tom Berry, took a fantastically courageous mark running with the flight of the ball, had the chance to wrap it up. His shot missed. That left Brisbane with tick over a minute to defend, and Fremantle about 1 minute 6 seconds to get the ball to the other end. They couldn't do that. Brisbane were able to hang on, and from literally the final parry of the game, Zorko made the game absolutely certain. Really entertaining game. Really like the games of the superstars in this game. Fyfe, terrific in the middle and up forward, where he made his presence felt with 3 goals. Walters, fantastic when Freo were desperate for someone to step up and pull back the deficit and win them the game. Lachie Neale, 29 disposals for Brisbane, and he was a constant force for them. Mitch Robinson, Daniel Rich, Jared Lyons, all pretty solid for them. McInerney, good when he needed to be in the ruck. So Brisbane will be relieved to get on the scoreboard. They're 1-1 now. And Freo, I reckon perhaps an unlucky no wins and 2 losses after a 6-point loss to Essendon back in that long ago round 1, and today a 12-point loss. They are definitely a team on the improve, though, and it'll be really interesting to watch how they progress through the rest of this season. At the very least, they're going to cause the upper echelon of sides plenty of headaches over the course of this season. Well, that's it for this Footyology match dispatch. We'll see you again with another very shortly.